So here I've got an update to my Arduino project. I was just playing around with a servo here, and I had written a little Arduino sketch that took the serial input from my computer and basically allowed me to move the servo to any of between 0 and 180 degrees. Like I can put in different degrees of either a 180 if I want it all the way to the left, or 0 if I want it all the way to the right. But the cool thing is I then took that and, with a couple other pieces, have it actually hook it up to my iPad. So with my iPad, I can move this little on-screen rotary dial, and while the servo doesn't throw the full 360, or what is that, about 300 degrees that the on-screen rotary dial does, it matches it pretty well. And so the way this is all working is, on my computer is a small processing, it's this new language I'm discovering with that basically Arduino is built on, this language called processing. I've got a little processing sketch running, which is cool. It's all built on, actually, on top of Java. It's a language on top of Java that is talking over a protocol called OCS for Open Sound Control. It seems to be some kind of basically like sound and lighting board technology. And basically my iPad is running a $5 app called Touch OCS, sending signals over Wi-Fi to my desktop, and there's a little on-screen graphic that represents the value that it's gotten from the iPad. And then on top of that, it's actually writing out serially to my Arduino what position the servo should be. So it's basically a piggyback chain of Touch OCS, Touch OSC over Wi-Fi to this little processing app, which is then writing over serial over my USB to my Arduino, and the Arduino on pin 9, I believe, is PWM controlling the servo. And I've got basically match moving, being able to control my servo over my iPad. Whole bunch of pieces that come together to be have a lot of potential. I can definitely see building a robot that uses the iPad as a controller, or iPhone. Actually, I was doing it with the iPhone, but my iPhone's my only video camera, so I had to actually install the Touch OSC on my iPad to do this little demo. But anyway, cool little project for tonight. Probably took me less than an hour or so of downloading, installing, processing, taking one of their examples that I found online of doing this with blinking an LED, and converting the program so that instead of an on-off toggle, it's a rotary dial. And actually the way Touch OSC works is there is an editor program that you basically can sync. You create your layouts on the computer here, and then sync them to the iPhone app, basically via Bonjour. ZeroConf finds there's basically a sync button up here. You sync, and it'll sync it onto the device on the Wi-Fi network. And then I've got my layout, as they call it, a Touch OSC layout on my iPad, which is sending OSC signals to that processing app. And the processing app has a OSC library that I had to import. That basically has, as you can see here, an OSC library, and imports a bunch of stuff here, which is, there's an OSC P5 jar that I had to import, and Basically, news and OS P5. News the serial port, so because it's going to talk to the Arduino, and basically gets events when this sends I think UDP packets to this computer because on port 8000, because that's what it's listening on. As you can see here, it's listening on port 8000, and yeah, coolness. One more time.